Hey everybody, Eddie William Sellers coming to you this morning, sitting out here in my little back deck, looking out over my garden on this Sunday morning. It's about 9 o'clock in the morning, getting my day started, having me a cup of coffee. Before I read the morning post this morning, let me just speak this over you. I speak faith, love, health, joy, happiness, wholeness over you this morning. I'm just shooting them at you like darts. I'm declaring this morning that the week ahead is going to go our way. Things are going to go in our favor. Life is going to just revitalize us. Our breath, we're going to breathe better. We're going to stand up better. We're going to move around better. Things are just going to go our way. I'm just speaking it over you. Yeah, I'm just speaking it over me and you. We got things we need to do. We need to get going. We need to get up and get things moving. Come on. I send that to you this morning. The morning post this morning on this Sunday, the Lord's Day, July the 13th, 2025. And being raised up in the South, Sundays was always the Lord's Day. You know, grocery stores when I was a kid, gnats out here, South. I'm in the South, y'all. Mosquitoes and gnats. But being raised up in the South, even grocery stores used to be closed on Sunday. It was the Lord's Day. But anyhow, on this Sunday, the Lord's Day, here's the morning post. Trump is the first president to weaponize hate. Hate is in almost every tweet, in every speech. His followers love to hate the Clintons, still. They hate the Obamas. They're funny about that one, though. They don't really want to say it because they're afraid they'd be called a racist, which a lot of the MAGA people are racist. Y'all know that. I'm not throwing daggers. It's just the reality. They hate abortions, hate trans community. They hate the trans community, hate the undocumented. Lord, what has the undocumented ever do to you? I'm talking specifically to you right here that's here in this message. What has an undocumented person ever done to you? They even hate Rosie O'Donnell. I guess the only other movement we can compare it to is the KKK. Some of us are old enough to remember the KKK. Or more so on the world stage, Nazism. You may say, Eddie, are you really comparing MAGA with Nazism? Absolutely. It all starts with darkness and hate. All those movements. The country is just overwhelmed in hate. And every day he pushes more hate, riles his faithful cult of followers to hate their neighbors, and to push laws across America to strip us of voting rights. And I pondered, and I just kind of thought about all of it. How can Christians be so easily swept up in a movement of hate? And let's not deny this. Donald Trump is president because of the Christian vote. The Christian people put him in the White House. The most immoral, unethical human that's ever held any political office, city, local, state, or government, the most immoral person that's ever held political office was put into office by Christian people. And but I wondered, how can Christians be so easily swept up in a movement of hate? It is because hate has always been a part of Christianity? Question mark. That they are comfortable with hate? Question mark. You must hate the devil in order to love God, they say. You must hate the flesh in order to love the Spirit, they say. I guess for the MAGA crowd, it is a thin line between love and hate. How can anyone truly see God in Donald Trump? I mean, seriously, folks, how can anybody see Christ in Donald Trump? I mean, really, seriously? How can anyone be that gullible, that deceived? He is just one weird, creepy dude who is filled with hate and vengeance. How does the country ever turn the corner and get through this mess? The answer? We go through it. Will we make it through it? The jury is out on that. We are living through historical times, and future historians will shake their heads and be shocked at how America went off the rails during this period of history. And Christians were the culprits that led the country down the dark roads of this hate. The old saying, you can run but you can't hide, they won't have to wear this part of history on their sleeves like a scarlet letter. Christians did MAGA to the country. They brought this flood of hate into our land. From the pulpits of their churches, they opened the doors for Satan to come through. Are they just actually workers of Satan themselves, being deceived? Probably. Y'all do know there is no Satan. All that stuff's just allegory and foolishness and symbolism, and there is no Satan. But Donald Trump sure make you believe there is one, don't he? You just look at him and you just first thing comes to mind is like, oh, there's the devil. Historians tell us about the lives of other presidents, all flawed, but lovers of our country. Donald Trump has never shown any sign ever that he loves the country or the fellow citizens of said country. In my 70 years, I remember the day that President Kennedy was shot. I remember the years of Lyndon B. Johnson and Richard Nixon and Gerald Ford and Jimmy Carter and Ronald Reagan and the two Bushes and the Clintons and Obama. I've lived a long time, haven't I? None had a platform built upon hate. Trump is the first. I forgave Nixon in his later years for Watergate. I actually liked him, to be honest about it. I loved his Frost Nixon interviews that he did. But his sins and crimes were nothing compared to the ruthless, almost daily breaking of the law that Trump does. Trump is one of those spoiled rich guys that we all know that thinks he is above the law, like most wealthy people. Well, especially wealthy white people, privileged, think the laws are for other people, not for them. Trump thinks the laws are for the undocumented, but not for all his former wives that he slipped into the country undocumented. So hate has brought the country to this place. We can now see every day the damage that hate can thrust upon a country. We have read about it in history books and witnessed it in the white people in Selma who turned out against the marchers heading over to Montgomery across the Edmund Pettus Bridge. But now it fills the airways with Fox News 24 hours a day pushing nothing but just hate. And the President of the United States sends out a daily hate tweet as Christians across the South sing Amazing Grace. How sweet the sound as their hearts are just saturated with hate. Good Sunday morning, sweet people. Hopefully, one day, America will get through this period of darkness. Because that is exactly what it is, darkness. Christians have invited with open doors and open hearts and open arms for darkness to come into our country and to fill it. I worry a little more about Ava and other trans persons out in the streets at night under MAGA. Hate trickles down and eventually finds its resting place. We have the Georgia Senate and governor's races coming up, and both races are already gearing up to talk about the trans community, which is maybe 7 people in Georgia? That's what it's going to be about. Oh, the rile up that MAGA hatred among those Christian conservatives. Boy, you better be careful. Drag queens and trans people are going to steal your country away from you. It's nothing but pure, unadulterated, undefiled hate that fills the hearts of the Christians across the South that's swept up in this darkness. The truth kind of bitter sometimes. It's bitter in the mouth, isn't it? But once you swallow it, it'll taste better. The picture over on my Facebook page, Ava heading out last night. Love y'all.